Elise Stefanik has become a star in the GOP. Is it enough to be Trump's VP? Please SBRJ and my. At a recent ribbon-cutting ceremony in Rep. Elise Stefanik's district, not far from the international border, a pair of Jewish Canadian citizens approached the New York Republican, thanking her for questioning a trio of college presidents about the rise of antisemitism on their campuses. Stefanik's line of inquiry during a heated hearing last year, and the subsequent resignations of two of the three presidents, echoed far outside Washington. It also illustrated the rise of the House Republican Conference chair, the 40-year-old Stefanik, one of the more visible congressional Trump supporters in the GOP. In the world of Donald Trump, where potential running mates have lined up in front of microphones outside a courthouse where he was being tried for 34 felony charges, does visibility alone make her vice presidential? An early sign her star was rising came long before her verbal wrestling with Ivy League academics. It happened years ago in a restaurant called Poopie's Diner. Stefanik had given a vigorous defense of the former president when House Democrats impeached him over accusations he abused the presidency in pressuring Ukraine to investigate then-presidential candidate Joe Biden and his family. Nestled in Glens Falls, one of the few Democratic-leaning areas in her district, Poopie's Diner is a sort of microcosm of the electorate of New York's 21st. Outside, Poopie's is a largely unassuming American diner with one of Stefanik's campaign signs hanging outside. Inside, though, Poopie's owner, Jerry DiMano, made what is akin to a shrine to Trump to the immediate right of its entrance. "I'm on Trump's side all the way," DiMano said in June, his forehead dripping with sweat at the counter, when a storm took out the power to Poopie's. Various pieces of both Trump and Stefanik memorabilia sit in a corner of the diner, from campaign merchandise to books to even a signed portrait from the former president. Stefanik made an unannounced visit to Poopie's during the tail end of Trump's first impeachment trial in the Senate in early 2020. She was working alongside future White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and future House Speaker Mike Johnson, defending the Republican president before the upper chamber. Constituents are used to seeing their congressional representatives maybe once every few years, mostly on TV commercials, leading up to Election Day. Trump's impeachment trial was televised and streamed, and the principal players on both sides got plenty of screen time on national networks for all Americans to see a constitutional process that had only played out only two other times in nearly 250 years of U.S. history. When Stefanik entered that night in 2020, the entire restaurant, tables full, stood up and gave her a standing ovation for her unyielding defense of Trump. "We realized at that moment on, it was never going to be the same for her," said Alex DeGrassi, one of Stefanik's closest advisors, who has worked with her since her first